Welcome to another week of Humanities 1022, where we're looking at the art of the scientific revolution. Now, we gotta remember when we talking about this time period, the romanticism of the thought process is kind of leaving. It's going out. It's no longer a major point like the Renaissance, like other major periods that we've talked about. However, as a response to that, the art kind of leaned into it. The big one was the Romantic time period. So you can see here are Baroque era art and a little more scientific based, a lot more realistic, and a lot more complicated. You can see that there's way more to it. But the Romantic, so if we do Romantic era, it's still emotion. It's still less formal, less structured, letting that artist really take control. And it was a direct response to that more rigid, more here is the logic behind things, because that world was becoming more rational. And that's kind of what the scientists focused on. One of the biggest artists during this time period was Eugene Delacroix. He was that French painter, and you can see him right here. Part of the Romantic time period, part of the Classical, part of the Baroque, all right in his art styles. He was that famous one who kind of set the tone for what to expect during this time. Artists look towards the scientists too. So Galileo, Newton, all those scientists we talked about last week, they look toward them and like they're scientists and or they're artists in their own right. They are making their own ideas, and just like art, it's not just painting, it's also music, it's also architecture. And this time we see Bach, we see Mozart, we see those operas, the piano, those compositions that have been timeless to those who study this form of art. So, this time period with the scientific revolution kind of helps art in the sense that with art supplies becoming easier to find, with art supplies being more readily available, now all of a sudden the amateur artist has an avenue. The amateur artist kind of gets to showcase what they have. So when we look at the arts as a whole, there's three major time periods in the scientific revolution art: Baroque, Classical, Romantic. They cross paths, they go back and forth, three different styles. Sorry, not time periods, more styles. Operas, pianos rise up, and we see good old Bach and Mozart taking control of that. Eugene Delacroix, the French, is what made him very famous. And the art in general is becoming less formal, less structured, more emotion into it, more nature involved, even though the world is becoming more rational. But what I also want to emphasize is this time period saw scientists as artists in their own right. They were making new discoveries, they were making new ideas, and really showcasing what the world could be like. So, quick little update, quick little video on the scientific revolutionary art. You can focus on an artist, you can focus on a piece of music, you can focus on a different style. I'm even saying you can focus on the scientist if one of those caught your eyes. All of that is a form of art, and all of that really changed the world of this time period. If you need my help, feel free to ask, feel free to email me. Otherwise, have fun and good luck.